Drake and Kanye are two of the biggest rappers of all time. They used to be homies and hop on each other's tracks, but over the past years, they've had some wild drama, and Drake allegedly even sent threats at Ye's family. It's a wild story all around, and today, we're breaking it all down and seeing where the beef is at today. Back before they went to war, Drake and Kanye had a lot of respect for each other. In 2009, Kanye shouted Drake out and said he had the best line of the year so far when he rapped, "Do you like girls like I do? Let's be honest," on the track Every Girl. A few days later, Drake told MTV that Kanye was the most influential musician he knew. They linked up and started collaborating, with Ye directing the music video for Drake's track, Best I Ever Had. They dropped the track Forever with Eminem and Lil Wayne, and then Ye helped write and produce Drake's track, Find Your Love, in 2010. Drake also recorded a verse for All of the Lights off of Ye's My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy album, but Kanye didn't keep it on the official release. The static between them allegedly started in September 2010 after Drake was spotted with Amber Rose at the club. Ye and Rose had only split up 2 months before that, and rumors say Kanye wasn't happy with Drake taking her out. Drake ended up taking the first shot a few months later after Kanye and Jay-Z announced their Watch the Throne collab project. Drake was talking to Tim Westwood about his collab album with Lil Wayne, and he said, "There's 2 other rappers that are coming out with an album together. I don't know where they got that idea." Kanye didn't respond to the sneak diss, but later that year, Drake told the source that Kanye is a great artist and friend, but he's also competition. And a couple months later, he took another shot on DJ Khaled's track I'm On One when he said, "I'm just feeling like the throne is for the taking. Watch me take it." At this point, it wasn't real beef, and in 2013, Kanye came out at Drake's OVO Fest and admitted that he wouldn't have made Watch the Throne if this wasn't putting pressure on us like that, so I just want to pay my respects. Then in February 2014, Rolling Stone quoted Drake saying that Kanye's track, I'm In It, has some real questionable bars. Drake denied saying it after the story came out, and Kanye accused Rolling Stone trying to spark a beef between them. Both of them hopped on Big Sean's track, Blessings, in 2015, and a month later, Ye told The Breakfast Club that he might be making a collab album with Drake. He told a website called Click that Drake inspired him to hit the studio and go even harder in the booth. Later that year, he went back to OVO Fest, and fans thought they just had some friendly competition going on. But it turns out, there was already something going on behind the scenes. Rolling Stone just broke a massive report about how Kanye abused his Yeezy employees and made it a toxic environment. One ex-employee told Rolling Stone that in 2015, Ye asked a worker to recommend some music to play. They said Drake because they thought they should mention some rap, but by the next day, they didn't have a job. The beef still wasn't out in the open, but Ye obviously already had issues with Drake. Most of 2016 was chill though. Ye went back to OVO Fest again and kept teasing his collab with Drake and gave him a writing credit on the track 30 Hours. But in November, Kanye went on his infamous rant during the St. Pablo tour where he called out Jay, Beyonce, DJ Khaled, Drake, and more before dropping the mic and ending the show early. Drake addressed the situation and said he was confused about where it came from. He told DJ Semtex, I went from being like working on a project with him to him sort of publicly shitting on me and DJ Khaled for being on the radio too much. He didn't seem too pressed about it though, and a month later, he dropped the track Glow with a feature from Ye. Everything was cool for a year, but in May 2018, the whole situation turned left. Drake and Pusha T had been sending shots back and forth for a while, and on the track Infrared, he called out Drake for using ghostwriters. Drake clapped back with Duppy Freestyle and said he actually used to ghostwrite for Kanye and accused Ye of holding Virgil Abloh back. That's when Pusha T came back with one of the most savage diss tracks of all time, The Story of Adidan. Pusha went straight for the throat and aired Drake out from all angles. He dug up an old picture of Drake in blackface and used it as the album cover. Then he went crazy by telling everyone Drake had a secret son with a porn star. According to Drake, Kanye's the one who gave Pusha the info about his son. Drake says that Kanye brought him out to his place in Wyoming and asked to hear his new music. They ended up talking a lot, and that's when Drake told him about his kid. Ye denied leaking the info, and he told a Chicago radio station, I'm Ye, I got major things to do than to be telling some information about Drake. The whole rap game was shocked at Pusha's diss, and a month later, Kanye allegedly sent his own shots at Drake on the track No Mistakes. He said, too close to snipe you, truth told, I like you. Too bold to type you, too rich to fight you. Calm down, you light skinned. Drake didn't respond to the diss, but in September, a leak of his track with French Montana came out where Drake said, keeping it G, I told her don't wear no 350s around me. 350s is a reference to a style of Kanye's Yeezy shoe, so Drake was letting everyone know the situation wasn't cool. The next day, Kanye hopped on Twitter and apologized to Drake for stepping on his album release and said he should have talked to Pusha about Infrared before they dropped it. It looked like Ye was going to try and squash the beef, but just a couple months later, he aired him out again on IG. Around the same time, rumors were flying that Drake and Kim Kardashian used to date, and that his track Kiki from In My Feelings was about her. Kiki had been one of Kim's nicknames for a long time, so some fans thought Drake was for sure talking about Kim on the low. Drake didn't jump out to squash the rumors, so Ye aired him out and said,
"That is people making rumors or thinking that you f my wife and you not saying nothing and you carrying it like that, that don't sit well with my spirit."
Then a couple months later, Ye took more shots on Twitter after Drake sent a clearance request for the track Say What's Real. Back in the day, Drake used the beat for Ye's track Say What's Real on his mixtape So Far Gone. When the clearance request came in, Ye went on a huge Twitter rant and told Drake he still need that apology for mentioning the 350s and trying to take food out of your idol's kids' mouths. He told Drake to reach out to him personally instead of going through other people, and apparently, the call out worked. Ye told his fans on Twitter that Drake finally called him, but the peace didn't last long. Just a few hours later, he went back on Twitter and told everyone that Drake called and threatened his family. Ye posted over 100 tweets about the situation and said, "Drake, if anything happens to me or anyone from my family, you are the first suspect." Kim even hopped in the drama and tweeted, "@Drake, never threatened my husband or our family." In 2019, Drake went on the Rap Radar podcast and said that he had no desire to squash the beef with Pusha, and that Kanye is the reason they had an issue in the first place. According to him, Ye recruited Pusha for the beef, and that's where everything started. The situation cooled off for a while, but in 2021, it started getting dangerous. Drake hopped on Trippie Redd's track Betrayal and said, "All these fools I'm beefing that I barely know. 45, 44, let it go. Ye ain't changing shit for me. It's set in stone." Instead of clapping back with bars, Kanye responded by posting a screenshot of DMs where he sent a picture of the Joker and said, "I live for this. I've been fucked with by nerd-ass jock like you my whole life. You will never recover. I promise you." The next day, Kanye put Drake in legit danger when he posted his home address on IG. Drake has had issues with people trespassing on his property before, and letting everyone in the world know where he lives could have ended really badly. Drake obviously wasn't taking it seriously though, because he responded by posting a video of himself laughing at the situation. A few days later, he dropped the album Certified Lover Boy, and on the track 7 AM on Bridal Path, he aired Ye out with, "Told you I'm aiming straight for the head, not aiming to please. I could give a fuck about who designing your sneakers and tees. Have somebody put you on a Gildan, you play with my seed." And on the track Pipe Down, he allegedly took more shots at Kanye and added fuel to the rumors he was hooking up with Kim Kardashian. He said, "Why does your ex think we beefing? Is that man alright? That can't even look at me. He fell off twice. And I'm back popping. I still remember the day I saw you. I was on your ass like back pockets." Kanye clapped back on the track Okay Okay and said, "Okay, now they got me wanting to rap again. Healed a wound and then you stabbed me in my back again." It looked like the situation was only going to get worse. But then, Ye and Drake shocked everyone when they squashed it out of nowhere and linked up for a benefit concert to support Larry Hoover. Jay Prince got involved and helped them settle everything, and the two of them were spotted partying together at a nightclub not long after. Fans thought everything was finally over and that Drake and Ye might start working together again, but that's not how it turned out. Kanye started spiraling out of control, losing sponsorships, and now Drake is letting everyone know he's not rocking with Ye at all. Drake and 21 Savage just linked up for the joint album Her Loss, and on the track Circle Loco, Drake said, "Linking with the ops, I did that shit for Jay Prince. I did it for the mob ties, and I've never been the one to go apologize. Me, I'd rather hit him up one more time." With that bar, Drake made it clear that he only linked up with Ye out of respect for Jay Prince and mob ties, but the beef is far from over. Kanye responded the next day and tweeted, "Enough already. I done gave this man his flowers multiple times. He says he just wants to move on and for rappers to unite together against labels and their sketchy contracts." A few weeks ago, Ye went on Drink Champs and said Drake is the greatest rapper ever. That wasn't enough to keep Drizzy off his neck. It's not clear where the beef will go from here, but at this point, it doesn't look like anything could end it for good.